Very good morning, my dear students. Hope all of you are well. Let's start our today's topic. As we have discussed in our previous lecture about the different kind of tissue on the basis of their ability to divide or not divide. Okay, so the tissues we are classified into two categories: meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. We have discussed about meristematic tissue in our previous lecture. Meristematic tissues are young, evergreen and dividing tissues. They continuous divide and their main function is to increase the length, increase the height of the plant. So now here in this lecture we will discuss about the permanent tissue. What are permanent tissue? How they are formed? As I have told you in the previous lecture that when the meristematic cell divide, they form the number of new cells. Okay, those cells also having the capacity to divide again, but some of the meristematic cells, they lost their ability to divide and they just attain a particular type of shape, structure and a specific kind of function. Those cells now convert into permanent cells or permanent tissues. So here I am going to start the topic permanent tissue, and in this tissue the most important term is differentiation. So what is differentiation, student? The differentiation is a process by which a meristematic tissue lost its ability to divide and convert into a permanent tissue which is having a particular shape, a particular size and a particular kind of function. That process is known as differentiation. So here I have written down the definition of differentiation. The process of taking up a permanent shape, size and function by meristematic tissue after losing its ability to divide, it is known as differentiation. So this differentiation definition is very important. It can come in 1 mark question, student. So you have to learn this definition. Now move to the topic, that is permanent tissue. Permanent tissue is also known as mature tissue. They do not generally divide further. अब divide नहीं करेंगे, they attain a particular kind of function. So there are some basic characteristics of permanent tissue. Permanent tissues, the cells which made up permanent tissue, they have definite shape, definite size and a particular type of function. They may be living or dead cells, we will discuss later. The cells may have thick or thin cell wall. Some permanent tissues having a thick cell wall, some permanent tissues having thin cell wall. We will discuss all these points in the further classification of permanent tissue or further type of permanent tissue. Now, as we all know that meristematic tissue is generally present on the growing tips or on the growing part of the plant, but permanent tissue, it make up the bulk of the plant body. Okay, as we can see in the woody tree, there are some woody part like the stem, like the old root, and there are some soft part like the fruit, pulp or flower. There are some non-woody parts like the young stem, like the leaves vein, leaf petiole. All those parts are made up by the different kind of permanent tissue which are having a particular kind of function. Okay, student? So now come to the classification of permanent tissue. Permanent tissue further classified into two different types on the basis of cells. They are differentiated into two different types: simple permanent and complex permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissue, according to the name, it is made up of only one kind of cells, means all the cells are similar in structure and similar in function. And the complex, as the name tells us, that complex means there are two or more type of cells present in the complex permanent tissue. So we will discuss about complex permanent tissue in our next lecture. Today we are going to discuss in detail about the different kind of simple permanent tissues. Simple permanent tissues, they have classified further into 3 different types on the basis of their difference in their structure and difference in their function, student. So the 3 different type of simple permanent tissue. The first is parenchyma, second is collenchyma, and the third is sclerenchyma. I know that you all are wondering what are these names, but when you will revise the names or write down the names 2 to 3 times, I am sure you will definitely learn these terms. So just recall or revise this along with me, students. The 3 different type of simple permanent tissue: parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. So we will read all these 3 different kind of tissues, their structure, their function in detail. Before starting the structure and function of these different kind of tissues, I want to discuss some of the important terminology with you, and in this chapter we will use those terms repeatedly, students. So before starting the different kind of tissue, you should have familiar with the term about cross section. So what is the meaning of cross section? Why cross section term is very important? Cross section means if we want to study the shape of a particular cell, the structure of a particular cell, we should examine the cell under the microscope. And before examining, we need a specimen or we need a section of a particular plant organ. Okay, so we can take the example of the stem. If we take stem, and there we can see that we can imagine there is a central axis. This is the central axis of stem, and if we cut the stem perpendicular to the central axis, okay, this is central axis, and if we cut the stem perpendicular to the central axis, the section or the specimen is known as transverse section. Why we need the section? We need the section to examine the cells. We can't take the complete stem and keep it under the microscope. We need a thin section or thin specimen so that we can study the cells under the microscope. So if we cut the plant stem perpendicular to the perpendicular to the central axis, this section is known as transverse section. And if we cut the stem vertically, if we cut the stem vertically to the central axis, this section is known as longitudinal section. So the 2 sections, generally we take the two sections to study the different kind of cell structure and cell shape under the microscope. You can see on the screen how these sections have looked like. Okay. So now we are moving towards our next topic about the different kind of permanent tissue. Let's move to our first simple permanent tissue, that is parenchyma. So parenchyma tissue. What are the special characteristics of the cells which make parenchyma tissue? The cells are isodiametric. Isodiametric means when we see the cells in cross section, they may be circular, they may be oval, or they may be polygonal in shape. Polygonal means they are having the different angles and arms. So the third main character of parenchyma, that the cells have thin cell wall which is made up of cellulose, and the mostly cells, they are having the intercellular spaces, but sometimes the parenchymatous cells also closely packed. They have the they contain the dense cytoplasm and they are living cells. Okay, and all the cellular organelles are present inside the cytoplasm. You can see in the diagram they are having a distinct nucleus and a large central vacuole, and they are abundant in plant body. Parenchymatous tissue found abundantly in plant body. So you can see the structure of parenchymatous tissue in the given diagram, students. Now come to the location. Location means where the parenchymatous tissue found in the plant body. They generally form the fundamental tissue, means mainly the plant body, most of the tissue part is made up of the parenchyma cell. They form the fundamental tissue. They are present in the non-woody or soft areas such as young stems, leaves, roots, flowers, fruits. All consist of parenchymatous tissue. So what is the function of parenchymatous tissue? The main function of parenchymatous tissue is storage of food material. You can see in the various root tubers or stem tubers, such as we can take the example of potato. In potato is a stem tuber. In potato, the parenchymatous tissue, they store starch in it. So the basically parenchymatous tissue, they store the food material. In stem and root, parenchymatic cells also store water and nutrients. Some special kind of parenchymatous tissue, student, we are going to discuss some special kind of parenchymatous tissue. Some parenchyma tissue also contain chloroplast. You have read this term, chloroplast. Chloroplast containing parenchymatous tissue are known as chlorenchyma. So here the name has changed. Chlorenchyma means parenchymatous tissue. Those are having chloroplast present in them, and they are generally involved in photosynthesis process. You have read in your previous junior classes that chloroplast is very essential for photosynthesis. So can you guess where this kind of tissue found? Because I hope that you know which part of the plant is responsible for photosynthesis. Yes, you are right, student. It is leaves. So parenchymatous tissue which are having chloroplast, they are present generally in the leaf and they are known as chlorenchyma. The other special kind of parenchymatous tissue, they are known as arenchyma. Arenchyma tissue, they are present generally in aquatic plants. What do you mean by aquatic plants? Aquatic plants, the plants which are present in water are known as aquatic plants. So those plants, they are having some arenchymatous tissue which have the air cavity, and air is filled inside the air cavity, which make the plant light in weight so that they can float easily in the water. Okay, अगर कोई चीज भारी होगी तो क्या होगा? It will sink in the water. So to float on the surface of the water, the plant body should be light in weight, and the plant body light कैसे होगी? उसका weight light कैसे होगा? Because of the presence of air cavity, because air cavity contain air in it. Okay, students, so this is parenchymatous tissue. I hope you all have understood about this, the characteristics of parenchyma, the location of parenchymatous tissue, and the function of parenchymatous tissue. Now move to the next tissue, that is sclerenchyma. It is the second type of simple permanent tissue. Yes, students, the next simple permanent tissue is collenchyma. Collenchyma tissue also having the living cells, but their cell wall is thickened at the corner. If we compare collenchyma from parenchymatous tissue, parenchyma tissue are having thin cell wall around the cell, but collenchymatous tissue, in collenchymatous tissue, cell wall is thickened at the corner because of the larger deposition of cellulose, hemicellulose and pectin. So Why the name has given collenchyma to it? Because it has taken from the Greek word that is kola. Kola means blue. Because these kind of cells, they are having the shiny thick cell wall. It appear in the fresh tissue. That's why they have been called collenchyma. And because of the thickened cell wall, there is no intercellular spaces present in between the cell. In the cross section of tissue, we can see the shape of the cell. They may be appear oval, circular or polygonal in shape. Where they have found collenchyma tissue, they have found basically in the leaf stalks and in the young stem. Leaf stalk is also known as petiole. And what it means? The leaf stalk, it is the part or it is the stalk-like structure by which a leaf attached to the stem. It is known as leaf stalk or petiole. So why what is the importance of these tissue to be present in these kind of location? Because they generally provide flexibility. The main function of collenchyma is to provide mechanical strength. Mechanical strength means they provide flexibility. Basically, they provide flexibility to the plant so that the plant can bend when there will be the adverse environmental condition, when there is a strong wind or rain. The plant bend itself, the stem and leaf bend itself and they do not break. Okay, so this tissue main function is to allow bending without breaking of the stem and leaf during the adverse environmental condition. So is it clear to you students? Can you differentiate parenchyma and collenchyma? Parenchyma and collenchyma. First difference is about the cell wall. Parenchyma have thin cell wall. Collenchyma have a cell wall which is thickened at the corner. The second main difference, that parenchymatous cell having the intercellular space, a little intercellular space, but the collenchymatous cells do not have the intercellular space. The third difference is about the function. Generally, parenchymatous tissue, they store food, and the main function of collenchyma is to provide mechanical strength or flexibility to the plant. Now come to the third type of simple permanent tissue, that is sclerenchyma. So sclerenchyma, the name has come again from the Greek word that is scleros. Scleros means hard. It is the hardest tissue in the plant. Why this tissue is so hard? Because the cells of sclerenchyma, they are having the thickened cell wall are all around. बहुत ज़्यादा thick होती है इनकी cell wall. That's why these cells are dead. This is the special character of sclerenchyma, that they are made up of dead cells. While we have read in parenchyma and collenchyma that the cells are living there, but sclerenchyma cells, sclerenchymatous cells are dead cells. Why they are dead? Because of the thickened cell wall. There is very little space inside the cell. There is no protoplasm, there is no cytoplasm, there is no cell content, no cellular organelles, no nucleus. That's why the cell become dead. And their cell wall. Here in collenchyma we have read the thickening is due to the cellulose, hemicellulose and pectin only. But here the thickening of the cell wall is due to a special kind of substance that is known as lignin. So the thickening is due to lignin deposition. Lignin is a cemented substance which join two cells together. Okay, that's why there is no intercellular space between the cell. So now what is the location of this kind of tissue? Where it has found? It has found in the veins of the leaves. वेन्स, लीव्स के बीच में जो होती हैं वेन्स, जिसको हम मिड रिब भी कहते हैं, साइड में भी रिब्स निकली होती हैं, वेन्स निकली होती हैं. सो अगर आप लीफ को टच करोगे, इफ यू टच द लीफ, यू फील दैट पार्ट, जो वेन वाला पार्ट होता है, यू फील दैट इट इज वेरी हार्ड, है ना. बाकी की लीफ से अगर हम कंपेयर करें तो वेन वाला पार्ट हार्ड है. व्हाई इट इज हार्ड? बिकॉज द प्रेजेंस ऑफ द sclerenchymatous tissue there, and it is also present in the hard covering of seeds and the nuts. आप nut shells आपने देखे, they are the hardest, they are very hard. Why they are very hard? Because of the presence of sclerenchymatous tissue. So can you imagine what should be the function of sclerenchyma? As they are dead cells, they are very hard. So what should be the function? The main function of sclerenchyma is to provide mechanical strength. They are the chief mechanical tissue. ये plant को strength देते हैं, plant को rigid बनाते हैं, and they protect the plant against the environmental condition. And we can see कि हम लोग तो अगर environmental condition worst होती है, we can hide ourselves into our home, है ना. But plant can't go anywhere. Okay, they are generally in the stationary phase. So कैसे वो अपने आप को adverse weather condition से बचाएंगे? Because they are having the special kind of tissue in them, and those tissue protect them from the adverse environmental condition. Okay, so the chief mechanical tissue is sclerenchyma. Although collenchyma also provided some mechanical strength, but main function of collenchyma is to provide flexibility, and main function of sclerenchyma is to provide mechanical strength. Sclerenchymatic tissue also divided into two different kind on the basis of the shape. The first one is fibers. They are elongated. Elongated means इनकी cell लंबी होती है. And sclerites, they are not so elongated. इतनी उनकी लंबी cells नहीं होती है. So the difference between fibers and sclerites. Fibers, they are elongated. First of all, they are very strong and flexible. इनमें flexibility है. That's why the fibrous sclerenchymatous tissue, they are just used to make ropes, and they are used to in textile industry to make the different kind of clothes also. Okay, but sclerites, they are not so elongated, they are not so flexible. That's why they are extremely thickened, thick walled. They have extremely thick wall, and they are also known as stone cells. They generally present into nuts and hard covering of the seeds. They are known as sclerites. Okay, they are also known as stone cells. So here we have completed our basically 3 different type of simple permanent tissue. There are some modification of parenchyma tissue also, student. We will discuss those modification in our next video. But now I am going to complete our today's lecture. What we have discussed today, we have discussed about the permanent tissue. First of all, how the permanent tissue formed. The permanent tissue formed from the meristematic tissue by a special kind of process that is known as differentiation. The permanent tissue is divided into 2 different kinds. First is simple permanent tissue, and the second is complex permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissue again differentiated into 3 different parts. The first one is parenchyma, which are having the living cells, and their main function is storage of food. The second is having collenchyma. They are also living, and their main function is to provide flexibility to the plant. The third is sclerenchyma. They are dead cell. Their main function is to provide mechanical strength to the plant. And one important thing about sclerenchyma, I have forgotten to tell you, beta. The important point in sclerenchyma, that the most common example of sclerenchyma is husk of coconut. कोकोनट आपने देखा है, जब कोकोनट को ऐसे छीलते हैं तो, है ना, उसका जो हस्क है, उसकी जो बाहर की कवरिंग है, it is also a sclerenchymatous tissue. So it can come in 1 mark question. The husk of coconut is made up of sclerenchymatous tissue. Okay, so I hope you all have understood today's topic. Read out the pages from your book and revise this topic. That's all for today. Have a nice day, students. Thank you.